We're joined by WVU golf coach Sean Covich as the Mountaineers are 1 week away from beginning their spring season in Gainesville, Florida. Sean, your 2020 spring season was cut short in March, and it probably goes without saying that everyone in your program is probably looking forward to getting this season underway.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost been a year since our season was cut short, and we had a really good season going in 2019-20. At one point in the top 25, and then of course we all know the whole world changed March 12th, 13th, somewhere around there. And we had ironically, we just gotten back from the state of Florida, kind of the same trip we're about to take now. We just got back from Florida State, so getting ready to go back. Everybody's excited. We're going to Florida Gator Invitational, and then Florida State back-to-back tournaments in hopefully warm and sunny Florida, which I know the guys are excited to get down there.
You were able to play two matches during the Big 12 Fall Series. The Mountaineer Invitational Peak Dive was postponed until April. How important was it for you to get at least a couple matches in fall before this spring season?
Yeah, it was very important, mainly for the freshmen. We started three true freshmen out in Texas for the Big 12 Fall Series at Colonial and Houston Oaks. And that's a very tough way to start your college career against the best conference in college golf on a PGA Tour venue at Colonial. But it was good. I mean, yes, we didn't perform the way we want to. The results weren't what we wanted, but it's a great learning opportunity for these young guys and for all our guys, really, because we basically started the year off with a Big 12 championship. And so it really exposed a lot of areas that we have to improve, not only as individual golfers, but as a team. And so I think it was really good, really motivating for the guys to play in that, see where they need to get better. And they played a lot in the winter, played a lot of, amateur events in Florida and then in the Carolinas. And the guys started to really improve. And it's been good. Saw a lot of improvement from some of the guys in qualifying this last weekend. So, it was good. I'm glad we played in the fall. I know it wasn't a lot, but it was better than not playing.
You currently have a number 16 strength of schedule and will face 9 ranked teams in Florida right out of the gate. Discuss your scheduling philosophy and putting together this spring schedule.
Well, we try to play in the best tournaments we can against the best competition we can, because at the end of the year we're going to have to tee it up against the best of college golf. Typically, the Big 12, 5 or 6 teams are usually in the top 10 or 15 every year. They compete for national championships. They're producing All Americans, PJ Tour players. So we have to use our regular season as a chance to really play against the best we can. So we're ready when we go to Big 12s. And our philosophy is not going to change. Just play the best we can. Luckily, that's in warm conditions. In Florida and Florida State and Austin, Texas, and Charleston, South Carolina, and places like that. So we're excited about the schedule. Honestly, I know it sounds weird because the weather here is not great in the spring, but this is my favorite time of year because we get to go travel. And if you're ever going to play professional golf, you're constantly traveling and you're playing different types of golf courses, different types of grasses, and so the more we can just travel and get our guys exposed to this is what it's like. You don't just get to sit at home and practice for 8 weeks and then go play something similar to what you've been practicing on. Like, you have to travel, you have to play. So I feel like it really helps our guys understand what professional golf is going to be like. And yeah, we're excited about the opportunity and honored to be part of the Gator Invitational. It's been going on for years and years, so it's a really cool tournament.
You have two seniors competing in Mark Getz and Logan Perkins. You announced that Pap was going to utilize a fifth year before undergoing season-ending surgery last fall. What do you expect from Mark and Logan this year, and also what has Pap meant to the program?
Yeah, Mark has matured a lot since his freshman year, and you could say the same about Logan as well. A lot of people look at them as our leaders and our best players, and they are. But I remember them showing up as freshmen and the journey they've been on to maturing and developing and getting better, and now they're leaders. And the cool thing about Mark Getz, in particular, who won the West Penn Open this summer at Oakmont, Mark is he's a coach for us. I mean, he'll take the freshmen or anybody and just take them to the range or the short game area and just work with them. And he knows a lot about the game, and so that's been really cool. And then Logan, I know Logan's fired up to get back to Florida. I mean, he shot 62 last year, the best score in West Virginia history. And so he grew up in Georgia, so he's used to this kind of grass and getting it up and down off dormant Bermuda. So he's very excited, and it's been good to watch his development. And then what Pap has meant to us. I mean, gosh, he's been here, well, like I said, 5 years. So we've only been a program for 6 years. So he's been here for 5 of the 6. So he's meant a whole lot to us, and he's rehabbing. I mean, we don't know when he's going to come back. He's going to play golf in 2021. It may be with Team Canada this summer, or may be with us by the end of the spring. I don't know. But he's working hard. He's able to hit some shots right now. I mean, obviously he hasn't played tournament golf in 12 months, but so the guys are really encouraging him, and he likes being around, the team. Even if he can't play, he's able to chip and putt and hit some short irons. And so he's getting fired up about his return to golf whenever that may be.
Curtis Grant picked up 2 wins on the final day at the Big 12 match play tournament last fall. As a sophomore, he posted a top 20 finish in 5 of the 6 tournaments in which he competed. What are your expectations for Curtis this spring?
Yeah, Curtis is just real consistent. He's that way in class and as a teammate and as a golfer. I always joke around with him, like, you just need to play boring golf, because he's always like, oh, I had 16 pars today. I'm like, that's good. Just play boring golf, play your kind of golf, hit the middle of the green, good 2 putts. And so, as long as if he's hitting greens, he's going to be really, really good for us. We continue to work on his short game, which is getting better. And but he's just such a great student, great teammate. And that's another guy who, he's been in and out of the lineup, the last few years, and now he's finally really getting in there a lot. And it's just been good to see kind of, we started over this year, so to speak, and it's a lot of opportunities for guys to step up, and he's definitely stepped up. And I'm excited about, the next few years with Curtis.
Trent Timpton competed in 3 events as a freshman, and you've added 3 freshmen to the roster. Can you discuss their development so far since they've been in Morgantown?
Yeah, Trent specifically last year, the year was cut short, but he definitely struggled in qualifying and kind of trying to find his game. And that even continued, I think, into the early part of this fall. But I mean, I can't say enough about his hard work, his commitment to getting better, and really just being willing to be coached and say, okay, I need to look at things differently. And then he went to work, and we started to see a little bit of it at the end of the fall last year. And I was so excited to watch him in our home tournament, which we had to reschedule. But he was one of those guys that played in winter events, and he played pretty good at the Country Club of North Carolina. And then he played really good at the Orlando International Amateur around in the 60s, made the cut. There's over 160 players from around the world, and he finished in the top 50. And so I think that gave him a lot of confidence. And then as we were meeting going into the spring, we laid out and asked what their goals were. And he said, I want to win this qualifier. I want to go down there and earn my spot. And this is a guy who has never qualified for any tournament for us yet, who had really struggled in qualifying. I don't even know if he'd, beaten that many people in qualifying. He's telling me he wants to win. And I was great to hear that. And he went out and he didn't win, but he came really close. I mean, he finished second and was clear, earned a spot, to go to Florida. And so really a lot of credit is due to Trent, just working hard on his game. Even we talk about a lot. You're not that far off from playing good golf again. You might feel like, that's the funny thing about golf. When you're playing good, you feel like you'll never play bad again. And when you're playing bad, you feel like you'll never play good again. And that's where he was. But we kept saying, like, you're not that far off. And so this will be his first start ever in the lineup, these next 2 events. And what a great opportunity, at the Gator and Seminole for him to kind of make his debut in the lineup. So our guys, the cool thing too is when he earned that spot, the teammates were just as excited as he was. I don't think, maybe the year before or something like that, that would have happened. But now we got a great chemistry, and it's really cool to see.
And the other three freshmen on the roster, Sean, can you talk about
Yeah.
the development?
So Jackson, Davenport, Will Stakel, Ollie Menard, they all played for us in the fall. I mean, we threw them all in the lineup. So that shows you right there how much talent they have. I mean, they earned a spot in the lineup, their first semester on campus. Jackson obviously has played well. He won another qualifier. I think he's won 2 out of the 4 that we've had. So clearly a ton of talent, bombs it, hits a long way. So he's really meant a lot to us, giving us a lot of talent to put in the lineup as a freshman. Will Stakel, another guy who's going to do great things at West Virginia. Excited about what he brings to the table. He played a lot in the fall. He's not going to travel this week, but he's got a plan to get better, and I'm excited to see what he can do. And then Ollie Menard, who's from Canada, like Pap, he was on Team Canada. He's very talented, and he's going to do some good things. So it was good to just get Jackson, Will, Ollie, 3 true freshmen, throw them in there in the fall, let them start. And so now they know what it takes to play the Big 12 level. And so this is kind of, a rebuilding year. So they're getting in at the ground level, and they're going to get better and better as each semester goes on. And but really, all 3 of those guys, Will, Jackson, Ollie, are great teammates. It's been awesome, and I can't say enough about the team chemistry this year. It's a lot of fun to be around these guys, and I'm just looking forward to not only this spring but next year with them as well.
You touched on this earlier, but with an abbreviated fall season, how important was it for many of the guys to compete in those amateur tournaments over the winter months?
Yeah, it was big. I mean, we did a lot of qualifying in September, and then we played the back-to-back tournaments, and then that was it. It was kind of like our fall was over just a few days into October, which normally goes all the way to kind of early November. So that part was kind of weird and frustrating, but they went ahead and signed up with a bunch of amateur events. The Stream Song, Orlando, South Beach, Country Club in North Carolina, the New Year's Invitational. There's just so many that they played in, and that was big to kind of keep them competitive. And you're basically trying to bridge the gap from the fall ending and the spring beginning, and stay competitive, stay sharp. Because there's nothing like tournament golf. I mean, me and you could go out and play as much as we want, but you can't replicate tournament golf. I mean, it's totally different from what we know is just going out to play golf. So that was really big for them to get out and compete, and to see a lot of them play well. I think that really excited the guys. Even if they weren't playing, they were watching their teammate on the leaderboard on live scoring, and like, oh wow, Trent shot 69 down there. Oh, he made the cut. So they were getting pumped seeing their teammates play well. So that was pretty cool.
And finally, you've talked that this team gets along really well, more so than any team that you've had at WVU. Talk about that chemistry, and then finally, what are your expectations for the squad this spring?
Yeah, it's this year was definitely going back to March of 2020, it was pretty tough for all of us. And then we had such a weird transition, I guess, from that season to this season, with guys that could come back or maybe not come back, or Pap decided to come back, but then we found out he was injured. So and then we had 2 guys leave the program, so it was just like up and down. Then we had 3 great freshmen that had signed with us, so it was like a roller coaster. So I was just like, man, I can't wait to just get qualifying, traveling, and let's just see what we have this year. And while we were pretty talented last year and we had a great roster, and played well, ranking was good, maybe the team chemistry wasn't what we wanted. Not that it was bad, but it's just not what we wanted. And then this year, it's just been like a breath of fresh air, and it's a really good team vibe. And the cool thing is, other than Pap, who's going to graduate, using his 5th year. After using his 5th year, everybody says they want to come back. They want to come back for another year. So this is going to be our team, not only this spring, but if you think about it, for all of next year as well. So just really excited about that. Hope the guys keep getting along. I mean, it's so much fun. We're going to find out on this long road trip, because we'll be together for like 2 weeks. So, but no, it'll be fun. And, the expectations are just to get better wherever we're at, just keep getting better. I think we just got to try to learn from each round and put in the work. And as long as we have a plan and we stick to that plan, then that's all I can ask for. Um, I just kind of look at guys like Trent and Logan and Mark. Where were you as a freshman? Now look at you now. You've gotten better, and that's the main thing. As a coach, you want to be around good guys, and you want to make them better. And if you're doing that, then it's pretty fun job.
Sean, thank you. Safe travels. Good luck as we look forward to another season of Mountaineer Golf.
All right, thank you.